David, did that fix the issue? Hopefully. My microphone sometimes does this thing. Okay, checking. Nope, you're probably good, David, because I just double checked. Now it's definitely working. I apologize, y'all, if it wasn't working before then. How silly of me. All right, let's go again here, friends. I'll chop the beginning of this off. Hi, and welcome back. Here we are. We're going to talk today about the song So in Love from Kiss Me Kate, one of the most beautifully haunting songs in the musical theater Gilded Age canon. And it is also one of Cole Porter's classics that has survived until today. It's an incredibly well-crafted song, and it's particularly beautiful in its musical construction from a writer who is most often lauded for his lyrics. And don't get me wrong, he's a great lyricist. We love him. We love his lyrics. Thank you, Jeremiah, for validating that the sound is now working. So I'm going to start by saying that this show, Kiss Me Kate, is filled with themes of domestic and romantic abuse between the musical, within the musical of Taming of the Shrew, and all of the physical, emotional, and mental aggression and manipulation between the backstage characters. And I am in no way condoning that behavior by talking about this song today. Just want to be very, very clear. This song is one that deserves to be looked at, absolutely, and broken down. But on the whole, I think the show can be left in the past, particularly with the tendency to glance right over the abusive issues or make them feel normal or commonplace. Because I do think that modern productions of the show still often feel a little too commonplace with the abuse. So, once again, I do not condone. Onward! So, here we go. What makes this song both beautiful and haunting across its music and lyrics that makes us feel oddly satisfied? Let's break it down and find out. As per usual, my friends, we will be going through the show, or excuse me, through the song bit by bit, discussing as we go. I may do a pass and come back around. It's a pretty short song. But before we do, hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Michael Ratty, aka Musical Theater Writer Guy. I'm a musical theater writer, performer. What else do I do? I'm a writer, performer, educator, vocal coach, musical director, content creator, all the things. I do all the things. I teach musical theater writing, and I'm the founder of the Musical Theater Writing Collective, an online/hybrid community of musical theater writers from all over the globe, which is amazing and beautiful and wonderful. So if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. You are joining a beautiful and welcoming and open community. If you're coming back around, hey, thanks for coming back. That means good things, I hope. These live streams, we've been playing around with song analysis on these live streams, which I've been enjoying. We're gonna do a whole series on these and see how they go. But the format of this particular live stream will be, we'll talk about the show a little bit to give the context. We'll talk about the song, break it down, and we'll talk about music and lyrics and song placement and character, all sorts of fun stuff. And then at the end, with any extra time, if anyone has questions, we will do a lovely Ask Me Anything moment. And if no one has questions, that's cool too. So let's dive in. Why this song? Why today? Well, I don't know. Fall is beginning to set in here in New York City, and that reminds me of spooky things, which reminds me of haunting things. And when I think haunting in musical theater, I think this song. So that's how we got here. Congrats to all of us. But let's talk about the song and its placement in the show. This happens pretty early in Kiss Me Kate, actually. It's pretty early in Act 1. There is a moment here. It's sung by Lily, who's one of our two main characters, Lily and Fred. They are a divorced couple, and they are also playing the leads in the show within the show of Taming of the Shrew. Oh, all right, David, enjoy. Alrighty. So the couple playing opposite each other's show within the show really don't like each other, and their relationship was pretty terrible. You can see why they're divorced. I believe during the show, she ends up hitting him. Not the show within the show, but like in the show. Physical abuse is not okay. Once more. And then, of course, Taming of the Shrew has its own physical moments, which is also not great. But this is early, and Lily is discovering flowers that she thinks were left for her by Fred. And they were not. In fact, these flowers are for another girl in the show, whose name I don't remember. And yeah, so she sings a song because with discovering that there are indeed flowers there that she thinks are from her ex-husband, she has these feelings coming up. And she remembers that actually she's kind of still in love with him because love is complicated and there's lots of feelings involved. I mean, it's clear she also hates him, and love and hate, I guess, can simultaneously exist. Question mark? But that is the opening of this. I'm going to play her a little intro musically because it's gorgeous. Ooh, doesn't that set things up real nice? So we're haunting already, right? We start with this kind of lamenting S sharp minor chord, but also a little bit of major 7 hope, and then a surprising little shift as we set back up for the F minor move. Now, let's section by section. Here we go. Here's the first A section. Oh yes, this is a 32 bar chorus song, AABA with an extension on the final A. Beautiful. Here we go. Strange dear, but true dear, when I'm close to you, dear, the stars fill the sky. So in love with you, am I. That's our first A section. You know what might be worth it? It might be worth singing through the whole thing first and then discussing it. So I'm going to keep going. Second A. Even without you, my arms fold about you. You know, so in love with you, am I. In love with you. The night when you first were there, in love with my I knew that you would care. So taunt me and hurt me, deceive me, desert me, guide me yours. Good morning, boys. So in love, so in love, so in love with you, I love. It's a long note. You know how I said it's fall, and that's one of the reasons I chose this song. It's also my peak allergy season. Here we are, friends. Gorgeous piece of music. Absolutely gorgeous. But what's it doing and why and how? Great questions. Thanks for asking. This character, highly conflicted. It's clear why she's highly conflicted. This man who she really does not like, she still has feelings for. Yikes. And then he left her flowers, which is confusing, and they are doing this show together and don't want to be. Huzzah. Lots of stuff. So let's talk lyrically first here. Our first A section is strange dear, but true dear. When I'm close to you, dear, the stars fill the sky. So in love with you am I. Okay, so first and foremost, our hook is at the end, right? So in love with you am I. So even though the title is So in Love, we are saying so in love with you am I. And that's the thing we keep repeating over and over again. Strange dear, but true dear. That right there, that idea of strangeness comes right in with the minor and crunchy feel here. Right, there's something about that that feels both normal and also like, ooh, creepy, weird. So we just float around this F sharp minor feel for a hot second. Also that crunch going on in the left hand, which comes back over and over throughout the entire song. Just love it. Then here we are in a B minor. That's our first major chord, right? That's when we hit the stars. The stars fill the sky. Oh, that's so pretty and so very major and regular feeling, sweeping, romantic. The idea of stars filling the sky, which by the way is passive, right? When she's close to him, the stars fill the sky. Okay, so we see prettiness with images of light dotted amongst darkness. That seems very appropriate. What a lovely choice of words, Cole Porter. Lovely, lovely choice. Right? And then immediately, though, after that, fill the sky, even with our major seventh, or excuse me, major chord with a minor seventh, we shift right back down into our minor. So in love with you, well, major to minor, right? So moving through this major idea, which this is a B minor chord. It sounds like it's kind of major because we put the D in the bottom, the third. Lovely trick, my friends who are composers. Then we're here. Where? What chord is this? It's a diminished. We love a diminished chord. And then to a major. That's where we ended. But something about the major as the landing point at the end of the A section feels a little bit crunchy and weird, right? We are definitely going darker in tone, and we're leading back to that minor to start the next A section, especially with this weird little right? Something about that. So minor, just kind of like chilling down here. We are extending up into that major lift, and then on our way back down, slowly getting darker in tone, even with this use of major and minor. So one more time, just listening to the A section. I'll try to play all the little violin parts in here. Why not? I don't know. But as we need to do as musical theater writers, it feels inevitable that we would return, and yet also surprising this. And we need to say more, right? If this is a thesis that she's still in love with him, do I buy it yet? I do not buy it yet. So let's say more. Our next set, our next A section, the lyric is even without you, my arms fold about you. You know, darling, why? So in love with you am I. Okay, a little weird. Even without you, the darkness, right? This idea of, I don't have you anymore, therefore we're back to our minor. Even without you, my arms fold about you know. Then we do something strange here, friends. We lift higher. The first time around, the stars fill the sky was here. the stars fill the sky. This one, you know, darling, why? One step higher. But why? For what? We're lifting up to something. Okay, so Cole Porter very smartly making that little lift choice is seeding for us that the song is going to get progressively higher and we're leading toward some sort of pinnacle idea that's probably going to be on that highest note, which is not where the hook is. The hook is not on this high thing in the A sections that's constantly reaching higher. It's on the fall back down, which I think says something, right? So we have this, you know, darling. What odd choices for chords here, right? We're starting on the E major again. For darling, because we moved down to that D, it makes it feel like what we're actually doing is a D major 9. But why? To then make it D minor question mark with the third at the bass? Or is this really harkening back to our B minor feel just with a 6, 7, excuse me? It is not. No. I think it's really supposed to be this, right? We're playing that D minor chord. So very blatantly, major to minor, which we're playing with the whole time, this back and forth. We live in a minor world, we lift major, but there's always something minor still in it, kind of like the idea of the stars filling the sky. That's a lot of brightness, but there's still a lot of darkness in there. Can't have one without the other. Beautifully done. And she says, you know, darling, why I do this thing, which is when I'm not with you, I still have feelings for you. I still physically embody those feelings for you. But you know why, my friend. Sorry, my computer needs to be plugged in. All right. So here we are on that darling, so in love with you am I. So now the first one was drawn out. So in love with you am I, leading us through the darkness of those tones back to here. This time we're going to come to a landing point. And it does truly feel like a landing point, but it's A major. We're going to our relative major moment. How fun is that? Smart writing with this major minor idea. So in love with you am I. That feels so natural. Right? All right. So one more time through this section. I'm not going to sing it. Just listen to the music and how it is constructed. It's gorgeous, friends. Gorgeous. We start getting more movements in the left hand here, which I think that inner part is I can't remember what the instrument is. I think it's a woodwind. Darn. But listen in for that because we're going to use it in the B section and final A as well. Now, going into our B section, completely different. Hi, AABA. Here we are. No hook, different music, doing different thing. We are still playing with the up and down idea here, but we are going to do it through a different lens, clearly, because we are starting in a major feel instead of a minor feel. What a lovely new way to do a perspective shift here, right? So we have this lyric of, in love with the night mysterious, the night when you first were there, in love with my joy delirious, when I knew that you could care. Ooh, in love with the night mysterious. That lyric would say to us, ooh, that's probably gonna be minor, right? It is not. Nope. He plays with our feelings. In love with the night mysterious, the night when you first were there. So very A major. It's lovely. Now we're going to do something different. In love with my joy. Listen to the note he chooses for joy. In love with my joy. And then as we lead back down, where we're going back to that C sharp major, like we did at the end of the first A, which feels dark, even though it's a major chord leading us back down. It's very smart. When I knew that you could care. We get that little funky thing again, signaling to us, yes, we're headed back to the A section. Very nicely done. So, in love with the night mysterious, the night when you first were there. Even though we're using the word mysterious, the subtext of that is that perhaps it wasn't that mysterious. Right? It's very A major. It's fine. It's happy. It's positive. But I wouldn't say there's anything mysterious in it. What's more mysterious is the note he chose for joy, right? I guess it's up here. My joy delirious. She says that her joy was delirious. Okay, that is definitely putting some feelings on our past selves here, right? But that lift on joy. In love, what chord is that, everybody? That is a B diminished 7. Ooh, funky. Love with my joy. And then we get straight back to A major. Because it's only for a moment, right? That joy, that burst of joy didn't last. So we're pulling a note that's not in our key, that F natural, which by the way means we're still going up in our notes, even in our B section, which is cool. Smartly done. But by half step this time, not a full step. Joy delirious. When I knew that you. Now that dissension there is not quite the same thing as the So in Love with You Am I from the first A section. It actually harkens back to this from the intro. Kind of does it differently, right? That you. That's not the same chord. So that's where we shift back to that A, the end of the first A in terms of the sound. Now the other thing she says here is, in love with my joy delirious when I knew that you could care. Not did care, not would care, not should care, could care. She's in love with the idea that he could love her. Huh. She's aware of it enough to sing it straight out, but does she seem that aware of what that actually means? She's making it sound like it's a positive thing. The music, however, doesn't feel very positive. When I knew that you could care. Ooh. Feel like we deserve more than that, Lily. So taunt me and hurt me, deceive me, desert me. Okay, the first time we have a triplet in here. Also, first time we have a pickup. So we've said all these things. This, then this. Opposite-ish conclusion. We're definitively saying, here's the conclusion, my friends. So taunt me and hurt me, deceive me, desert me. Okie dokie. That's a lot of language that is negative, that's very abusive and manipulative. Is this a good thing? No. But this seems to be the nature of their relationship, right? It is negative. It is abusive. This is the language that they speak. And like I said, later on in the show, she hits him. And he also does a lot of terrible things too. But that is the kind of love she knows. At least from him. So to her, this is loving? ? To have him do these things to her because it feels good. This gal needs therapy, y'all. She needs therapy. Well, don't we? So tauntingly and urge me. This is exactly like the first day. Deceive me. Now we get a triplet in the left hand, which gives a real rise here. Right? Desert me. We get one more here. Oops. Michael, play things correctly. I'm yours. Back to our E major here. Yours. That's different. We're coming back around to that. So in love. So in love. Wow, there's a lot happening in there. We'll get to that in a moment. Okay. I'm yours. Till I die. That is a big statement from someone who hates the person she's talking about, has divorced him, is going to continue to abuse him and have him abuse her. Oh, goodness. Okay, but this is that spot again, right? And we've been raising higher slowly. Stars fill the sky, you know, darling, why? Joy delirious, I'm yours till I die. We've been leading here the whole time, and that feels so natural at this point to go from this E major. I'm yours. Even though, really, what are we doing here? It's I guess it's a D major chord. We don't have the fifth, and we're getting that E still in there, the E and the G sharp, but it feels very natural to go there. We want to go that F sharp. He has built it in for us. This is an F sharp minor, but this is an F sharp major 7. What a surprise! And it feels delightful at this moment. It feels inevitable. So in love. Now we're major or minor again. So in love. So in now we're blatantly minor. Love with you. That feels good. Finally, to get back to this major 7 chord, right? But it took us a hot sec to get to that E major 7. There it is. We even suspend here for a moment before we land. And where do we land? A major. So in love, so in love, so in love with you, my love, am I. Do we believe her? I believe that she thinks she's in love by the end. Do I believe she's actually in love with this guy? No. The song on the whole does not present something to me that feels like love. Feels like, girl, get out of there, right? But at the same time, you get the complexity of her feelings. She seems aware in her words that, like, this is not a positive thing at the end of the day. But the music with this back and forth between major and minor gives that sense that maybe, just maybe, there is something in there that is better, but it's brilliantly done because the things that feel negative in words match up with the negativity in the music, but then we play with going back and forth, switching around until that final thing, so in love with you, my love, am I, is the first time we land majorly on that idea, right? And truly stick with it. And boy, do we stick with it. That goes on for how many measures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At the 7 measure note. It's lovely. It's beautiful. So one more time through that final A, just so you can hear the whole thing. From the Haunt Me, we have. There we go. We're still not sure. I don't know how many of those are. 7? Great. Beautiful song. Beautifully constructed. So why is it haunting? Negative ideas, positive ideas, all wrapped together. Major, minor, all wrapped together. And we are moving with this where major and positive are meeting. Doesn't really happen until the end, right? That's the thing that we are sustaining. This, we're teasing it a couple of times. We don't really land there until the ending moment. Otherwise, we're starting with darkness and darkness. These are together. And we're going to wrap them back around to each other a lot throughout the song. So we get this kind of pattern going on, where the major and the minor are playing opposite the words often in the song, but then we are lining up the minors together, lining up the majors together in a song that very clearly has this minor feel to it. It ends major. Haunting, beautiful, gorgeous. We love her. Questions, comments? What do you guys think? I don't know. I may just have a particular love for this song. I really do think that the construction musically is gorgeous. I mean, it was clearly, well, maybe not, because I don't know how Cole Porter wrote, but clear to me based on the score as printed in 1948 that this was written with parts in mind. Because it looks like this is your bass line, this is your inner part. Right? And in the right hand, we have also this following the melody a little bit too. So something is doubling in there. We also get our oompa. Well, we also get our violin part up top. Right, so we have 4 distinct things going on with the vocal melody throughout the entire song. And to me, that feels like it was probably written with instrumentation in mind and not so much with blocked hands at a piano, but maybe it was, I don't know. So I also find that very interesting and beautiful about the song as well. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. And while you are coming up with thoughts or questions, I will just throw out there that I will nerd about music with anyone, anytime. So, hey, come join us in the Musical Theater Writing Collective when we do our labs, which are pretty freeform. They happen every 2 weeks. Yes, we do song shares, or, well, not just song shares. We do shares and people get feedback, but sometimes we just chat. Sometimes while we're chatting, people ask questions about things, and then we'll do a deep dive on music. Or other times people will just be chatting, and I will mute myself because someone said sparked something in me, and then I want to go analyze a song. That has happened a few times. Plus, we do also do silent accountability work, which is lovely as well. And sometimes I just want to dissect something by myself so I can write something new. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, come join us in the Musical Theater Writing Collective. It is a beautiful, open, wonderful community. We're highly international. We do a reading series now, started bi-monthly, but now we're going to have a second one at the end of this month. So I guess that's closer to monthly at this point. I don't know. I guess we're going to do a reading series closer to monthly. You got a show? You want a reading done? Come on in. Do a thing. Otherwise, it's nice to have resources, to have connections, to have people, plus courses. So I don't see any questions or comments coming in. So I will give it one more minute for an Ask Me Anything as I serenade you one more time. Not my voice, just the piano. My poor rough voice. I'm not going to play the whole thing. This is waiting music, holding music. Great. All right. No questions today. That's perfectly fine, my friends. So let me know what kind of songs you would like to have analyzed as we move forward here into this song analysis live stream series. And I will do my best to incorporate that in. Otherwise, you know where to find me. There will be a new video next week and every other week on that cycle. I am also going to try to sprinkle in some more interviews across this fall as well. So keep a look out there. If you have questions or you want help, you know where to find me. Come book a free 30-minute call with me and we'll chat. Otherwise, my friends, I appreciate you all very, very much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody. Cheers.